So I wanted to tell you all about a conversation I had with a buddy of mine yesterday. Him and his wife has kind of switched roles. She's gone into the workforce and he's staying home with kids. They got 5 kids, and I believe the oldest is 9, if I'm not mistaken. But he's got twin boys, and yeah, it's a lot. And it was an agreement that he was honoring. Back when they got married, he was in the military, and he promised her that after he got out of the military and settled down, after doing his business affairs or whatever, that she could go into the workforce and not just be a stay-at-home mom. And so he finally gave her the opportunity, and she's in there. And they're both kind of struggling, and so we were talking about that yesterday. And he was talking about how he doesn't really feel like a man, being a stay-at-home dad. And I told him, I said, bro, when it comes to being a dad and being a leader of your home and being a provider, being a dad doesn't make you a leader. Being a leader makes you a dad. And neither one of those have anything to do with what you provide monetarily, because you're still providing something. You're working from home. You're not out in the workforce. Yes, you're staying at home with the kids and you're having to change diapers and stuff like that. So you're doing things that your wife would normally do, so it doesn't feel manly. I get that. But you're being a leader in a lot more ways than you think. And that's better than just being a man, because you're keeping your promise to your wife. And you didn't keep that promise for many years after you got out of the military by your own admission. But now you are. So not only are you being a leader, you're keeping your promise and you're still providing. But the main message that I want to drive home with that story, guys, is this. We get so caught up in having to be the financial providers, like the money makers. There's nothing wrong with a woman going into the workforce and being the breadwinner. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. There have been several times in my life where the woman that I was with was making more money than I was. If there's a problem with it in your relationship, then it's a character defect on you men. And if it's a problem where there is arrogance coming from the woman, then it's a character defect on her part. So yes, it can generate problems. I'm not saying that when that happens, there doesn't seem to create an imbalance that needs to be worked through, and sometimes it can't be. What I'm saying is that both men and women alike, we get caught up in money being the deciding factor on who's the man and who's the woman and who's the leader. And that's not the case at all. Real leadership is in who the provider is, the stability provider, the provision comes from. And that's what he's allowing his wife to experience right now. See a lot of women go into the workforce and they don't realize what men deal with on a day in, day out basis. They just want to get away from their kids. And then they go out there and they experience responsibility and stress. You see, while we were on the phone, she called him and she was struggling because the same lady who walked her through and trained her on her position got fired yesterday. So she saw what the workforce is really like. It's cutthroat. They don't care about you. They don't care that you have a family and kids at home. You see, when men go into the workforce, we go into the workforce as providers, or at least most of us do. I can't speak for all men. Most of us do. We're thinking about the whole family. When women go into the workforce, most of them are only thinking about themselves. when they're saying, I got to get away from these kids. I want to go to work. I don't want to sit at home with these kids all day. And I'm not saying his wife is like this. So please forgive me, bro, when you watch this video. That's not what I'm saying about your wife. But I'm saying that most women, when they go into the workforce, that's their mentality. I just want to get away from these kids. I want to be the one in the workforce. You stay home with these kids. And they want to act like they're the man or they're the provider now. They're the one going out into the workforce like they've got their freedom, and it's not freedom. It's not freedom. You see, what he was dealing with what he was actually dealing with was the responsibility of not being out in the workforce and being what is considered the man out in the workforce, which is now what she's experiencing. And he saw that whenever she called from the workforce, scared for her job because the person that trained her just got fired. And I explained to him, you see, that's what she needs to learn. That as men, we don't go out just to earn a paycheck and have fun and do whatever to get away from the kids. We go out and we provide, and we go out and we get scrutinized, and our job is threatened, and our family is threatened, and our kids are threatened, our livelihoods are threatened, our homes are threatened, everything's threatened every fucking day. And we try to come home with a smile on our face, and we try to dump that shit off our backs before we walk through the doors so that we can put a smile on our face and love our kids and our wives. And it's hard to do. It's really hard to do. And that's what he's feeling. He misses the weight of responsibility of going out and carrying that weight for his wife, because now she's doing that. And so I just want to encourage you guys. If you are on the other end of that and your wife is out in the workforce, just be the best supportive partner you can be. It's not a shot to your ego, and don't let your ego get in the way of it. Be there to support her, encourage her, show her how it's done. Be her backbone when she gets home, just like you expected her to be your backbone when you got home. But fucking A, man, don't stop being the leader. You're still the leader. So act like one. Man up. And in everything, be relentless in everything that you do. Love y'all.